members to your not-for-profit? Is that a good achievement for you? If you have more volunteers to help with your regular events that you do, if you actually make money or even just, cover all your costs, do you want fame and fortune from this? Or, do you want a certain amount of attendees to come? And you need to sometimes, like if it's just you and your friends that want to put on an event, you need to be able to work with other groups to either just use their public liability or something like that, or you need to create your own. So that's what I did with Green Earth Group, because a couple of the other Brisbane groups didn't want to work with me with this. So I created my own not-for-profit group and learned a hell of a lot in the process. So I really didn't know anything about the not-for-profit scene or much about events other than attending them, and promoting them. And so I had to learn from day one, okay, you need this license, which led me to this license, which led me to this, and all these different things, and so much paperwork. Can everyone read the timeline? I hope everyone can read my writing too, because some people complain about it, but I say it's artistic. And so what you need to do, say 6 to 12 months beforehand, and honestly you need to allow for at least a year before you do an event. And that's just to make sure everything in your head is placed right for one, and also to focus on promoting and marketing from certain places and to really get on board with these sort of things. And like I said, creating the tribe around you that can also help these things spread. So you need to work out your purpose and the venue, and you need to be realistic to what your anticipated audience is. So say for example, this is your first event and it's a really niche sort of market and you think you're going to get 1,000 people. Unless you've got a really good team, unless you're really good with marketing, you're probably not going to get that amount of people. So it's probably better to start something small, something indoors that you don't have to pay for, like maybe even a church or something. A lot of those places are free, and just build on that over time. You need to visit all these sites. There's so many different sites, and you need to think of accessibility for people as well. So does it have wheelchair access? Are pets allowed? How can people get there? Is it really easy to get there? Do they have to take 2 trains and 3 buses to get there? Because probably people won't come. Can people park there? Do they have to hire things? There's all these different things you need to think of, and that comes back to working out what your audience is as well. You need to work out your budget. You need to work out your licensing needs. And you need to organise a website and information packs for people. So we had information packs which you can look on the website too for the sponsors, the stall holders, and for volunteers, because people want to get involved and they like to know exactly how. And then also this saves me from everyone sending me an email, oh, how can I get involved? Okay, just look at this link and that shows you everything. So you're saving time as well for yourself, which is really, really important. I have some great web designers that do all my websites with Design Voodoo back home, and they make sure I sketch everything up how I want it to do, and they do it, and they do a really good job. And it needs to be really easy to look at and to find where things are. So you don't want too many drop-down boxes. You don't want too many flash things and that. I actually have little birdies that go and fly through the air. I wanted them to tweet. I couldn't do that, but at least I got the birds to fly. And just something that's really easy for people to find information on, because you would be surprised how many websites you go to and you go, I don't even know what date this event's on, or where's the actual address? How do I get here? You need all that information. And so you need to also be compiling mailing lists and press contacts. So for example, you're doing an environmental festival, so you go through all the local environmental groups or local environmental products and businesses and put them all on a mailing list in a database, and then you do the same thing with press contacts. And you need to start regular meetings, and then about 3 months out, you need to send all this information to potential sponsors. You need to get entertainment sorted out. You need to start the media and other events and the fundraising. You need to confirm all the sponsors and entertainment, and you need to organise all your permits. About a month out, you need to print and distribute posters on and offline. and you need to organise all the schedules for your entertainers and for your speakers. And you really need to get the people who are going to be at your festival to promote things for themselves too, and promote things for you. So we had little buttons saying, like, speaking at Green Earth Day, or performing at, or find us at Green Earth Day. And you just encourage everyone to share all the stuff that you have online that you've created. A week before, you need to organise all the goods and that for your volunteer bags, and just get everything in place. Schedule deliveries and the volunteer timetable, and you really have to confirm everything, like by email, by phone, at least twice, confirm everything. You need to probably, like a week before the event, or even another week before that, you need to be organising interviews. So say you've got all the press the week before in the paper, you're in all the major papers, and you're having interviews like the day before the event to get people there. So on radio interviews and things like that. You need to organise money for the day, like you need to get checks done, you need to make sure you've got enough money in the till for people. And make sure that you get enough sleep, and you get there on time, and you're in a calm mood, because that sets the scene really for the whole event. And I'm a very calm person, not much really phases me, and just by that you set the tone, and everyone else is calm and gets things done. There'll always be people that freak out, but you just need to be able to handle things properly. You need to run through everything with each coordinator. So I'm talking about all the people who are in charge of all those different areas, so then they can run through things with the other people under them, and make sure you check everything. And then it's action time right at the end, and that's the time when we get to shine. And then so if you look through who and what you need, there's various things you need. So like I said before, the website and the press release, site maps, to things like, you have to let the fire and rescue, ambulance, police, and local hospitals actually know of your event. If something's happening, someone could really get injured at your event, and they're like, oh, we didn't know about this event. You need to let people know about these events. You need to give people an evacuation plan. You need to have all these things under control. You also need a phone to put on these lists, like a hotline that people can contact you for. And for example, that came in handy because our event finished at 8 o'clock, and we had complaints about 10 minutes to 8 because the music was too loud. So we had to, I just said, oh, we're finishing at 8, is that going to be okay? And that was fine. And it's just making sure there's someone there for people to contact, so they're not feeling like, oh my God, this music's too much, or all these people are, in front of my house or my area, and you just need to really be transparent and have that open connection for people. You need to work out what your strengths are and what you're good at, and then those things the things that are lacking in that, you need to find those from other people, and that's the trick. I've listed all the things there, so hopefully that really helps people with events, and I'll put this on my websites for people to download, or people watching that they can download as well. And there's just many things you have to think about, and you just have to make sure all of those things are covered. I'm just going to flick through a few things. We sort of went over the venue beforehand and transportation, and there's many licenses you're going to have to get. From just basic, like, public liability insurance is so expensive nowadays. We had to have like $20 million coverage, Australian dollars, for our festival, and we didn't have alcohol, we didn't have fireworks. Those things would completely bump your prices up even more. And just even like little things you might need, like a general purpose for signage out on the street, or if you need a street to close for people to come in and bump in and out with their cars. There's so many things, and in particular, if you have food stores selling their food, they need food handling licenses. They need a lot of things, temperature gauges, this, that, and everything before they can come. And I think I might talk about the environmental stuff, because I think it's really important with events, and a lot of